Hello, everyone, and welcome back to some more Rome 2 Siege action. We got a 3v3 for you here. This one's been sent in to us by Eric. And as always, we'll go over the players in the field battle, quickly go over army comps, and then we'll get right into it. But real quick, uh, I thought I had recorded this a couple days ago, uh, only to close out Rome and see that OBS was not up. So I went the full 26 minutes basically narrating to myself and nobody else. And yeah, after that happened, sometimes stuff like that happens. You get a little, you feel a little defeated, and then I didn't upload anything for a little while. So, but we're back. We're gonna do this again. Hopefully, we're actually recording this time. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna smash my head against a brick wall. Uh, but anyway, this it's a good one. You're going to be scratching your head a lot, all right? Just, you're going to be scratching your head a lot, but it's a good one. All right. So, playing here today, defending, we have Eric playing as Swaby, Billy T. Sherm playing as Galatia, and Elendiasil playing as Gete. Attacking, we have over here the Holy Goat playing as Sparta. We have Humphrey playing as Cush, and Don Cologne playing as Rome. Now, I did remark that I think that Don Cologne quite possibly could be a newish player. You'll see why once we start. And even the Spartan player I thought was possibly newish perhaps, but we'll see. You'll have to formulate your own opinions after the fact. Let's actually just start this, and then we'll go over everything real quick. We'll let them play. So Rome is bringing 2 units of Equites, General and Bodyguard. We have 1, 2, 3 Praetorian Guards in the back. Here's one thing that you don't want to do is kind of box up your troops like this. You want to stretch them out as thin as possible. And because he took 1 shot, he's starting to pull way back. He also has 3 units of Armored Legionnaires, of course 3 Syrians, and then right up here he has 3 units of Legionaries. Cush is rocking. We have 2 units of Swordsmen, a unit of, where are they? There we go. Shotel Warriors, 2 more Swordsmen, and then we have Shotels and Armored Shotel Warriors here. He also has 4 units of Royal Kushite Archers. Sparta over here is rocking some Perioculi Spears, and then we have Spartan Hoplites on the towers moving forward, and of course we have more back in here that we cannot see. Same with, I believe Kush doesn't have anybody getting. But this is how far back Rome has pushed. He's even actually turning around his siege towers and moving them where, who knows. But you'll, jeez, yeah, Galatia's getting some nice shots here. Getting some free shots. Cush doing the correct thing, actually pushing forward with his troops, getting them a little bit closer so that they are ready to go, get up on the walls, and make their assault. Rome continually getting bombarded over here, down to 136 men. Wall artillery is up to 32. And yeah, Rome's all the way back here. This is not the preferred. You don't want to do this. Stretch your lines out. Nice, long, and thin lines, so that if you do get attacked by artillery, you're not having that rolling shot just tumbling through your rectangular lines here. Because then you're going to end up losing quite a few men. Perioculi Spears making their way up. Wisely going after Gete's Ballista. Going to get rid of these guys nice and quick. But unfortunately, Perioculi Spears not being supported will get chewed up relatively quickly. Cush has made their way up onto the walls. They've made it there. Fantastic. Wonderful. You love to see it. Rome, however, is now disembarking his troops from the siege towers, and yeah, and again, still back here. Cush now again pushing up his troops, making their way forward. Definitely what you want to be doing. Sparta is not, of course, as we can see, doing the same. Slowly but surely, though, the 4 other hoplite units of Sparta are making their way up. Although it's going to be a little too late, I would imagine, to help the Paraguay Spears here as they're getting attacked by some Axe Warriors. And that's right, we didn't go over the defenders. Galatia obviously bringing quite a few Galatian swords, Galatian legionaries, as we can see. Syrian archers as well. I believe they have a Celtic slinger somewhere. There they are. And then, of course, we have some Levy Freemen. General is Noble Horse. Swaby is rocking. Where are they? Riders of the Hunt have made their way out. And then up front and center, we have some Club Levy over here. Not doing too hot right off the bat, naturally. 2 units of Club Levy. Bloodsworn. 3 units of Club Levy. 4 Kimberly Bowwomen. Hex Bears. Some more Bloodsworn. 2 more. And then back here we have 3 units of Swordmasters, one of course being the General. Naked Warriors back here also for Galatia. Then we also have for Getae Noble Swords, Noble Swords, and Noble Swords. And then we have 2 units of Falksmen right here. Armored Spears. Lots of Mercenary Axe Warriors and Armored Spears up front, ready to go, and Falksmen as well. That pretty much comprises all of Getae's army. So, oh man, yeah, archers or slingers here getting chewed up pretty well and good by the Kushite archers from Kush, obviously. Sparta finally making their way, kind of dispersing a little bit here where they're going to go ahead and land. 67 kills so far for the Ballista, but of course, unless they can get another shot off real quick, this is going to be the end for them. A little upsetting, but hey, what are you going to do? Kush now aggressively pushing forward with his armored shotels and regular shotels. Doing so far not too bad against the Club Levy. I mean, again, it's no surprise from Swaby. I mean, they have a 40 armor value, so against the shotels that are in here, they're not going to do so well. Which is kind of surprising that, you know, they're Club Levy and they have a 40 armor rating. That's pretty good. What do we got going on here? Some Royal Spartans. Looks like potentially getting up onto the... Yes. Getting on the towers here, so they're going to start making their way forward too, I would imagine. And Rome, what's Rome doing? Not a whole lot. He's actually pulled back all of his troops, and now he's just kind of hanging out. So I think you can already tell where this battle is headed. We are 6 minutes in, and Rome's just kind of, I don't know, eating some olives, drinking some wine, doing what Romans do. I don't know. Kush is really getting hammered here. His archers are not doing too well. These guys, honestly, these guys should probably get focused just to get them out of here. Because 39, I mean, it's still 39 Royal Kushite archers. That's scary. They're really, really good. I mean, 150 range, 40 missile damage. Their armor's not terrible. It's 30. These guys are definitely one of the best archer units in the game. So, yeah, trying to get rid of these guys as quickly as possible is definitely a boon. And, of course, we got some Cretans over here coming in to join the action. They are firing at... What are they firing at? Shots out. Right on into the Armored Spears. Looks like it's getting into the sides of the Armored Spears and the Mercenary Axe Warriors. They are winning, though. Doing a pretty good job against the Spartan Hoplites. Don't forget, Axe Warriors of any variety do get a small armor penetration bonus. So we're definitely going to have a pretty decent time against these guys. Kush utilizing the wall, at least a little bit it seemed like, getting these swordsmen in onto the sides of these Axe Warriors who are having a pretty damn good time right now. But that might shift relatively quickly now with the addition of the swordsmen here. We also have these armored shotels. It looks like the 77 kills are probably out. Are they out of ammo? 5? They can't be out of ammo. What happened here? Well, maybe they were. Galatia not doing too hot. Units are routing. Some of them definitely will come back. Same with Swaby's units here, so long as they stay disengaged for long enough. And Rome? What's Rome doing? They're going on a military parade. They're marching. They're doing some marching. That's what Romans do best, right? They march here, there, and everywhere. Well, that's what this guy's going to do. Anyway, Royal Spartans making their way. They are making their way downtown, walking fast. Meanwhile, tower over here was getting burnt down somehow, some way. Mercenary Axe Warriors, again, utilizing the wall. Definitely smart thing to do. Going to come right around and get rid of these Spartan hoplites as quickly as possible. Definitely something that will be helpful here. And then they'll be able to continue on flanking around. However, Sparta has noticed this. He's going to start to move his Royal Spartans into position so that he can stop the flank of his Spartan hoplites over here, who are winning. What are they fighting? Axe Warriors. You'd think the Axe Warriors would be having a pretty decent time, but I guess not. Kush over here doing a lot of heavy lifting, taking on three armies at once. Putting in some work. Bloodsworn over here not doing too hot. These guys, 41 kills. How many do they have? 46. Armored Shotels up to 143. Shotel Warriors up to 86. Axe Warriors over here in Armored Spears not doing too good. Although these swordsmen are starting to waver. And there they go. They're gone. Swordsmen, these ones are also gone too. Hopefully he'll be able to get rid of these guys quickly enough. So, I mean, actually, these are all archers, so it's not that big of a worry here. But hopefully he gets rid of these guys quickly enough, so then he'll be able to charge right into the rear of these Armored Shotel Warriors. And they, as we all know, are extremely dangerous. This unit of Armored Shotel is wavering. Looks like they got their... nope, never mind. They're starting to waver again. 51 guys left, 114 kills so far. The number will probably go up a little bit more before they're actually completely gone. And Rome is still just walking around, taking in the sights. Ah, yes. Look at this military parade. Fantastic. You're doing a hell of a job, bud. I'm being mean. Again, this is why I think he's new. Because the first sign of getting shot at with artillery, he pulled way, way back. He also is playing as Rome. He has them bunched up. He has 2 units of cavalry, which, particularly for barbarian settlements, even especially one like this, the only gate that's available really for you to take is this one over here or this one over here. And it's kind of a tough settlement to assault. And if you don't go at it in the right spot. I mean, like, somebody should have been over here, you know, going after these walls. Somebody should have been over here, and then of course somebody should have been over here. And it seemed like that's what was going to happen right here, but I guess Rome changed their mind, and well, there they go. Kush is pretty much done for. All they have left is their archers and 1 unit of Shotel warriors. Everything else is gone. Galatian legionaries have gotten into the middle of the fight. 49 kills so far for them. Sparta is now pushing forward with his troops. We've got 2 units of heroes of Sparta moving forward. Very scary unit. Very, very tanky. But we'll just have to see how they do once they get on inside. Meanwhile, over here, Spartan hoplites not doing so hot. They are getting absolutely swarmed by, what do we got? Axe Warriors. Any Falksmen here, possibly? Yep, 1 unit of Falksmen. Not great melee defense and or armor, but boy oh boy, that 48 charge bonus certainly packs a punch. And especially if you can get them into the rear where they're not going to be able to defend as well against the meat cleavers that these guys carry around, that's even better. But however, if you allow them to stick around for too long, they're going to get shot at, and then they're going to start to drop like flies, which wisely Sparta is focusing them down. It's definitely the way to go. Kush, however, for all intents and purposes, is out of this fight. Yes, they have 1 more infantry unit left, but they're going to get swarmed relatively quickly. Looks like the Hex Bearers use their ability on them at the moment. That's going to crush their morale a little bit. Threw them the shield wall, but unfortunately that just was not enough. Yeah, their morale is absolute garbage in the gutter. Not even buffing them is going to help at all, unfortunately. So there goes Kush. Kush is done for. Riders of the Hunt still just kind of hanging out over here. Rome's now moving up, pushing forward in attacking or defensive Tetsudo. Attacking Tetsudo. I don't know why. This is out of ammunition. Even if it wasn't out of ammunition, this isn't going to protect you against artillery fire. Giant flaming rocks don't care that you're imitating a tortoise. Guard towers do, but giant flaming rocks, not so much. So it looks like Glacia's going to come over here, and Rome is moving up his Equites. But yeah, I mean, he's leaving his general out to dry. This is going to happen, okay? He's going to cut right across. Personally, I would have taken the time to really just loop all the way around, especially since he's so close to these woods. I guarantee you could have gotten away with coming way, way wide and then just getting a devastating rear charge out of the woods on Rome's general. But hindsight's 2020. It's easy for me to sit here and say this, that, and the other because I'm not actually, well, I didn't actually play the match. So everything, you know, stuff happens faster when you're actually in the middle of the match, playing the match, and you're trying to respond in kind. Meanwhile, Sparta is putting up a pretty decent fight over here, but they aren't doing too hot. He sent in all of his archers, who actually got a pretty decent amount of kills, actually. Did pretty well. Here's a Sparta over here, going to start trying to take the gate, but Gete is going to move up. Nutrient stop that from happening. Hopefully, though, he'll be able to take these guys on. Honestly, oh, they're falling back. This would be, yeah, definitely the time to pressure them and push as much as you possibly could. And then Rome is finally moving up. Rome's finally deciding to come and do something. But even still, I mean, we're leaving the Praetorians in the back. Moving these guys up so slow. Oh, man. Sometimes I wish that when Rome 2 saves a replay, I wish too that it would also save the in-game chat, so that you could just see like what everyone's talking. Because you got to think, Sparta and Kush had to have been yelling at this dude and been like, "What are you doing? Why are you taking so long?" I mean, it's not like he has like crap units. Legionaries are pretty good. Armored legionaries, better. 3 units of Praetorians. Like, look, if he had joined in on the assault with his allies, I'm not so sure that the defenders would be doing as well as they are right now. Okay? Rome pretty much said, like, hey, you know what? I don't feel like participating today. I'll come in later and swoop in to save the day. Like, is that what you're going to do? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? We all know that TikTok audio, right? Because that's literally what's going through my head right now. Anyway, meanwhile, Sparta's trying to do what they can here, but unfortunately, now they're going to start to get shot in the rear. These Royal Spartans, they're not going to do too well. Armored Spears here managed to slip right around. They are fighting 2 fronts, so that's not great, but at least they're going to be giving these this unit of Heroes of Sparta somewhat of a headache, so that's good. So, I mean, looking at this right now, okay, with how beat up the defenders' units are, at least some of them, not all of them, but some of them, and the fact that Rome still has quite a few. I mean, let's count, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 units of heavily armored infantry. Plus, here we go. Now we got Royal Spartans and 2 units of Spartan pikemen. If Rome were to be able to get inside, get all of his troops inside, and set up a nice little perimeter, okay, here, here, and let's say here, right, after clearing out what's left here, I think that he would be able to pull this off. Okay. I think I genuinely think he could, because the Galatian swords aren't going to do well against the legionaries or the armored legionaries. Definitely not the Praetorian Guard. Even the Galatian legionaries, they're not going to do great either. What does Swaby have? Just a bunch of Bloodsworn. They're not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with the legionaries as well, unless, of course, they're being supported by ranged archer fire, right? Or they're getting buffed continually. I don't see it happening. I mean, their melee defense is pretty good, but the armor value for legionaries is ridiculous. But again, sending this unit over here by itself, not going to work out, because it's taking on the unit of Bloodsworn here, and then the Galatian legionaries here. Coming over here would have been the wisest choice to go with. Just focusing all of his troops over here, okay? I mean, even... I guess at this point, it is a moot point. But he had these 3 siege towers here. He should have had 3 more of his troops on these siege towers to use. Well, not even these. These over here. But he should have utilized these. He should have never pulled back. I mean, obviously, we all know this. I'm beating a dead horse here right now. There's the riders of them. They haven't moved yet. But yeah, I'm beating a dead horse. He should have came right over here. Right there. Not even here. Over here. Right? So here, here, and like here to put pressure. Or actually, no, I take that back. Not here. Okay? Here, here, and here. Right? Because Kush is over here. This is Kush. Alright? Sparta's over here, putting pressure against Getae. Kush is taking on Swaby. He was doing well. He was doing good, but I think that the only reason why Kush did not beat Swaby is because Rome did not land his siege towers over here to preoccupy Galatia. If Rome had done that, I think this would be a completely different story. But that's just my humble opinion. Galatian swords doing pretty good, actually, against the legionaries over here. Of course, we are getting support from the Syrians over here, and then we have 2 units of Galatian swords doing a hell of a job against these legionaries here. I mean, Galatian swords are pretty good. Their weapon damage is off the charts for a medium melee unit, right? And then their armor's pretty good, and melee defense isn't too bad either. What is that? 67, 80 is the armor. Their melee defense is 52. 47 and 35 for melee attack and damage, and they have, what, 32 and 40. So it's, like, comparable, but I still think that the Legionaries would have won. Now they're up against Praetorians. Obviously, the Praetorians are going to win out. Over here, the Praetorians are losing against the Galatian Legionaries, but again, they're getting supported over here. There are Hex Bearers over here who cause fear. So these guys are going to be a little scared, right? I believe so. Steady, losing current combat, active. I think they frighten, don't they? But yeah, these guys are now taking on 2 units at once. Over here, they're doing pretty good. More units are moving forward. More armored legionaries. Getae has now sallied out. Swaby's coming out. They're coming over here to deal with these pikes and this Royal Spartan General. These are the only 3 units that Sparta has left. Over here, Swordmaster General doing a hell of a job against the armored legionaries. That actually is no surprise. I mean, Swordmasters are really good. I know, I'm like backpedaling now on like what I was saying before. But again, I mean, he's sending in armored legionaries alone by themselves. If he had stuck with keeping his legionaries, armored legionaries, and Praetorian Guard all right here, okay, and set up a defensive line and tried to hold that line and then keep your archers on the outside. He's got the Equites out here to protect from Cav, right? right as the hunt got over here. They're actually losing against the general's bodyguard. I would not think that would be a thing, especially since they have 40 men and they have 80. But anyway, again, if he could have set up a nice little defensive line, even honestly, Sparta should have came over here to support. Okay, got the pikes up. Rome come in first. Pikes go in second. All right, and then the rest of Rome's infantry come in. Archers stay on the outside to come over onto the sides, over here and over here, firing into the back of Galatia and Suebi. Meanwhile, the legionaries holding a line. Pikes get inside this little area, and then you can shift the pikes to wherever you need them. Because the archers now, at this point, probably don't have that much ammo left. Granted, all right, so the Syrians definitely have some ammo left. 88 and 43, was it? Let's take a look real quick. We'll zoom in. Yep, they still have ammo. How about you guys? They don't. Okay. This is also why it's important, guys. Don't ever forget to zoom in on the battlefield, look at your opponent's archers, see if they have those daggers out before you set your ranged units to attack the enemy's ranged units. Always zoom in, especially if it's mid to late game. Zoom in to make sure that they have those daggers out, okay? They have the daggers out, they don't have any ammo, they're not really a threat, don't waste your time on them. Alright? However, conversely, you can set your archers into skirmish mode. What's that going to do? That's going to make them pull their daggers out. Okay? So also think about that. You can debate your opponent into thinking that your archers don't have any ammo left when they potentially could have half or even full, half or a full quiver ready to go. Okay? Little things like that could definitely help you, especially if you're playing against a seasoned player who knows to look to see if indeed you do or do not have your daggers out, your archers or slingers have their daggers out. That could come in clutch. Okay? So keep that little trick in your back pocket just in case. If you ever late game and you're worried about, you have Syrians or Cretans or something like that, and you're worried about them getting shot. But keep in mind, you have to have at least, I would say, anywhere from like 60 up to 100 kills on them, okay? Because if they have 0 kills and they have their daggers out, that's going to be a little sus. Anyway, meanwhile over here, Sparta's getting absolutely demolished, surrounded by Getae, annihilated. They are gone. What do we got going on? Quick reload. Okay. So yeah, pikes and Royal Spartans are gone. Syrian archers getting chased down by some Falksmen. Definitely quick enough since they don't have a lot of armor. They're going to chase these guys down and get rid of them real quick. Cab over here is chasing down the noble horse from Galatia. Levy Freeman are trying to come out and do some damage against these guys as well. But overall, Rome is just not having a great time. They're fighting for their lives. Armor's Legionaries over here doing pretty good against the Swordmasters. Again, Legionaries are doing good against the Swordmasters because they are definitely I don't know if I should say slightly or they just are a better unit. But even, on their own. But again, if you're getting charged in the rear by some Galatian legionaries or anything else, then yeah, obviously you're going to start to lose. Praetorians over here, though, they're doing okay, but, right, wasn't there one unit of Praetorian? Yeah. Very tired. They're in combat. It's even against the Galatians, but they are losing decisively. Even though it says combat's even, they were getting shot at a little bit. Oh, they still are. And now we're starting to see some wavering. 10 seconds left in this one. And that's all she wrote. But yeah, look, again, Rome definitely fumbled and dropped the ball by not going in on the assault with Kush when they had the chance to. And then splitting up his troops in the end was not the best of ideas either, because you're separating your power base, all right? You're breaking up the the amount of punching power that you have. Okay, if he had stuck, I feel, and of course I could be wrong, this is just a speculation, but I think that if he had kept all of his infantry units together and had them work with each other, all right? Especially in this area right here, okay? In this area, and he had cordoned off these choke points. And then if you had, picture this now, right? So you have those 3 choke points cordoned off with his legionaries, okay? His regular legionaries, those 3 guys up front and center doing the majority of the fighting first. As they're fighting, armored legionaries are going up the towers. They're coming in. Once they get inside, switch them with the legionaries. Pull the legionaries back. Bring the Praetorians in. As soon as the Praetorians, all of them get up inside off the towers and they're inside the settlement, switch them out with the armored legionaries. And then you just keep switching them out, okay? Once the Praetorians start to get a little tired, switch them out with the legionaries, and you keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Sparta should have came over here and got inside with the pikes. And then again, push the pikes in, especially in facing here, so that they're headlong with the archers, so that their teeny little shield is actually trying to defend something. And then the second unit of pikes, he could have left in the back here, and then switched out with the pikes here. Okay, he could have left the pikes in the back line with all of Rome's troops, filtered in between the legionaries, because the legionaries have that giant ass shield, and they could have, in a sense, pike stacking with not actually being in combat. So it wouldn't. It's pike stacking, but it's not pike stacking. And then continually switch them out. Okay. And then you have the 2 sides with the legionaries, switching out with the armored legionaries, switching out with the Praetorians, switching out with the legionaries, switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think, honest to God, I think that if that's what they would have done, they absolutely could have ground down the defenders and won. But Rome seems like possibly they were a new player. And it's just that is what it is. At least I think he was. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? I'm speculating. Pardon me. If he was a new player, then this is a learning experience. We all got to suck at something before we're good at something, right? Especially when it comes to Rome 2 and any other Total War game. But anyway, let's get into the kill tally here, yeah? Eric getting 1,691 kills, 121 for his general, 17 for the Rise of the Hunt, 160, 61, 98, and 5 for his archers. Bloodsworn, 79, 177, 134, 125, 87, 98, 109, 108. Club Levy, 46, 39, 57. Hex Bears, 15, and then 64 and 90 for the Swordmasters. Billy T. Sherm getting 1,416, 73 for his general, 24 for the Slingers, 88, 50, and 82 for the Syrians. Galatian Legionaries, 96, 111, 92, 50, 0. And then Galatian Swords, 27, 58, 64, 141, 80, 136, 214, 30 for the Levy Freeman, and then 0 for the Naked Swords. Alendia still getting 1,548 kills, 59 for his general, 101 and 125 for the other Noble Swords, 109, 88, and 47 for the Armored Spears. Ooh, pardon me. I have some serious acid reflux going on right now. It's very, very cool. Also, don't get old, kids. Anyway, Axe Warriors, 125, 81, 113, 144. Falksman, 34, 125, 129, and 26. And the Archers, 40, 70, 39, and 98. Humphrey getting 1,948 kills, the most out of anybody here. Really crushed it with his Archers. 191, 104, 162, 194. Armored Shotels, 122, 237, 186. Well done with those guys. Regular Shotels, 134, 71, 125, and 93. And then the Swordsmen, 40, 100, 107, and 82. Don Cologne getting 1,452 kills. He still did really good. You know, I got to give him that at least. His Legionaries did put up some pretty good numbers. 30 for his general, 81 and 25 for the Equites, 21, 4, and 23 for the Syrians, 42, 207, 104 for the Armored Legionaries, 59, 139, 84 for the Legionaries, and the Praetorian Guard, 200, 261, and 172. Well done with the shooting right there. And then the Holy Goat getting 1,339 kills. 61 for the Royal Spartans. 138 and 182. I didn't realize they only had 2 archers. For the Cretans, here's a Sparta 113 87. 7 for the Paraguay Spears. Royal Spartans 159, 219, 76, 46, 33, 86, and then the Pikes 91 and 41. But that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know I did. It was a little strange, but still enjoyable. But anyway, guys, that's it for me today. And as always, have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are while you're watching. Just have a good one. Peace out, guys.